No.
Do it again and see who else is on.
We could do it. Just not.
We just started our live stream, so you are on candid camera. We call services for 7:30, but we always give a few minutes of schmooze time at the beginning. So we're really glad to see everyone tonight inside and dry. And I'm going to turn it over to Cantor Binder for our opening song.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. The words are really easy. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Welcome to everyone who's with us by Zoom and by YouTube. We had hoped to be in person tonight, but Hurricane Laura had other plans. We are hoping to be outdoors next week and have the band back together. So stay tuned for more details. Just please remember, we're heading into September. And so we're back to our school year schedule of first Friday of the month at 7 p.m. So next Friday's at 7, and then the rest of the Fridays of the month are at 8 p.m. unless there's something special going on. I hear there's something special going on Friday, September 18th. Cantor, what do you know what's special going on September 18th?
Something new. Something new. Yeah.
So we might be welcoming in the new year that night. So that service schedule is a little bit different, but first Friday of the month at 7, typically for Shabbat services, followed by 8. As this last Hebrew month of the year, Elul continues, we'll hear some more English readings from Mishkan Halev, the Reform Movement's prayer book for this special time of year. And we will also hear the shofar blast at the end of our service in anticipation of that special thing that may be happening on Friday, September 18th. And if with a little bit of luck, the shofar will not wake up the baby. We'll now turn to our Sabbath lights. In the beginning, emptiness and chaos, a great darkness over the deep. The Spirit of God moved over the waters, explosion of light, the long chain of emerging life. Behold, it was very good. These candles evoke the very first light. Out of the darkness came reason, purpose, consciousness of beauty, the power to discern and do what is right. Let us hold the light in our hearts. Let us bring it with us into the darkest corners of creation, where there is pain and fear. Let us offer the light of love.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו, וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. And if you have your Kiddush cup, we'll raise it high together as we thank God for this day of rest.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. We now continue with Lecha Dodi. So very glad to see the Sabbath bride join us this evening.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, שם ותפארת ונתילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומיורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם הסגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה.
I invite you to unmute yourselves, greet each other Shabbat Shalom, type in the chat box, text a friend.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat
shalom.
Good to see everyone. Hiya.
Shabbat
Maureen.
Maureen.
Hi.
Hi.
Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Vivian, Roy.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Hi.
It looks like. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Neil.
Shabbat shalom.
They might come to us.
You're right, Beth?
Yeah, I don't bother. It's nice.
It's funny, so many
I see you,
people
so you
that
just.
they don't.
We'll now turn to our call to worship, the Baruch, as we continue to greet each other Shabbat Shalom in the chat box.
אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שביברו מעריב ערבים מעריב ערבים. You call the world into being, spread all the stars in the heavens above. You made the morning and evening, surrounding us daily with signs of your love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shebidbaro ma'ariv arabim ma'ariv arabim.
Holy is twilight, the realm of in-between. And so our sages taught, pray in the moments when light and darkness touch. We are all twilight people, beyond categories and labels. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, widen our vision. Let it illumine our way to the God who transcends all boundaries and definitions. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. La 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 ya la 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. לה 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 והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם נאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. לה לה יה לה 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 יה לה 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 למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Eternal, watch over my small domain of light and shadow, those few people who share my love and all others upon this earth that sometimes shakes with thunder and reverberates with lightning. Help us to live with fear and conquer rage, heal the hate that makes us kill and covers the ground with this Red Sea that only you can part, so we may all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace, where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name.
מי כמוך פעילים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, תורת תהילות אוספלת, תורת תהילות אוספלת. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה, זה עלינו ואמרו, זה עלינו ואמרו, אדוני אלוהינו לעולם ועד, אדוני אלוהינו לעולם ועד. היי, לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Spread the shelter of your peace over us, guide us in wisdom, compassion and trust. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
God breathed into us a living soul, the gifts of respiration, inspiration, aspiration. May we sanctify this day by breathing deeply. Attentive to all its gifts, we taste the sweetness of the world that could be.
יגיד תהילתך, ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We now want to take a moment to express gratitude for all kinds of blessings in our lives, things we are thankful for this Shabbat, this week, this month, this year. If you'd like to share a blessing with your Beth Chaim community, please type in the chat box. Lee is thankful for another trip around the sun. Happy birthday! Or in Hebrew, we say Yom Huledet Sameach. Any other special occasions coming up? Thankful for friends, family, and Beth Chaim. Thankful for remote learning. I got you, Steve, now. Thankful for the opportunity to come together, even in the rain. Oh, Mazel Tov, Christine and Doug, on becoming grandparents again. Mazel Tov on 20 years of marriage. Happy anniversary. Grateful for health. Oh, grateful for a good turn in the health news department. Fabulous. For getting through another week of isolation. So grateful to see you tonight, Adria. A great niece, Dakota Blake. Up. A sister with a pool, and almost happy birthday, Camille. 24 years of marriage. Happy birthday, Sophie. And for everyone who got a negative test this week, keep the blessings coming. We'll say thank you together now.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שים לעולם. שים לעולם.
We now take a few moments to sit in silence, to enjoy the quiet, to notice what sounds we hear, and to offer the prayers of our own hearts.
יהיו לרצון אמרפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
Our thoughts now turn to those in need of healing, whether that be healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, or healing of the soul. If you are keeping someone in your thoughts and prayers this Shabbat, I invite you to type those names in the chat box as I share the following loved ones' names. Rhoda Schwartz, Arlene Grable, Teddy Molaski, Nathan Hecker, William Jack Isola, Steve Bizanoff, Marion Berman, Ginny Gittleman, Arlene Mulry Pearl, Sheldon Kaplan, Lisa Scher, Marlena Elkin, Betty Abramowitz, Eileen Applebaum, Bob Gast, Chaim Ben Esther, Megan Mosley, Elaine Berkowitz, Barbara Gladstone, Rosalie Krieger, Justin Wajasinger, Nancy Antonelli, Susan Scott, Les Nagler, Diane Walter, Piper Fitzpatrick, Toby Arias, Dorothy Chason, Jill Sava, Ben Tomford, Wally Herrera, Francis Sparagna, Beverly Newlander, Louis Baskin, and the victims of Hurricane Laura. So many more that we're praying for this Shabbat. Let's invoke the names of our ancestors, asking God to bless our loved ones just as he blessed those who came before us.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
A former chief rabbi of Israel, Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook of Jerusalem, lay in the hospital recovering from a heart attack. It was the month of Elul, the last month of the Jewish year, and in accord with the tradition of preparing for the coming high holy days, he asked that the shofar be blown each morning so that he could fulfill the commandment of hearing the blast of the ram's horn. The rabbi's doctors feared the violent blasts of the shofar might have an adverse effect on his critically ill patient. The doctor argued in vain against Rav Kook's request. Then one of Rav Kook's disciples said to the doctor, "You're going about this all the wrong way. Only suggest to Rav Kook that the other patients might be disturbed by the blasts." As soon as the doctor proffered this suggestion, Rav Kook immediately replied, "If this is the case, do not permit the shofar to be blown." So we also find ourselves in the month of Elul. And for many of us, hearing the shofar blast is a very emotional ritual. It brings us back to high holy days of years past. It helps us build an excitement as the new year approaches, but it's not always a welcome sound. And here we have an example of a rabbi, a leader of a community, a leader of an entire country of Jews. And all he wanted was to hear that shofar blast every morning, even though it could end his life. But what a beautiful example Rav Kook sets for us when he says, "I would not put anyone else at risk for my benefit." He was willing to put himself at risk for his tradition and connection to Judaism and dedication. And he wanted to hear that shofar blown. But he was willing to put aside his own desires and his own practice and his own needs for the benefit of others. And so as we continue and persist throughout this pandemic, let us take Rav Kook's example and ask ourselves, how can I help the others around me? You know, one of the things that we talk about so often is the idea of wearing a mask or staying socially distant, but it's not limited to these acts. You know, what are ways that I can remember my neighbors, the people that I encounter, so that I don't put them at risk, and so that I can honor their health and ensure their success? However, tonight, if it would be adverse to your health to hear the shofar blown, you might want to mute us near the end of the service. But if it will help instill in you a wake-up call, a reminder to think of others, especially as they are ill, then I invite you to listen with a full heart. But not yet. We now turn to our prayer Aleinu that instructs us to partner with God to make this world a better place. Let the shofar blast be that wake-up call as we turn to the words of Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב עיקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. Our thoughts turn to those who have gone before us, or several who have been taken from us in recent weeks. The following loved ones we are mourning in the first 30 days of Shloshim: Herbert Nassau, beloved of Betty Pfeiffer; Leo Schwartz, father of Scott Schwartz, who blessed him with Susan; Joyce Safran, mother of Corey Safran, who blessed her with Robin; Herman Zulo, son of Kathleen Moriarty and Keith Zulo, brother of Madeline, Lillian, and Hannah; Ed Wendroff, husband of Joan Wendroff; Seymour Wexler, father of Cheryl Wexler; Beth Elkin, aunt of Lisa Jasper. And we're remembering the following yahrzeits whose passing occurred this week in years gone by: Minnie Goldberg, Ruth Konevsky, Elaine Ruttman, Stan Eisman, Keith Goldstein, Charles Roystasher, Esther Fenster, Bertha Woolman, Muriel Cohen, Henry Cutler, Al Kaplan, Anna Dorfman, Sumner Moskovitz, Louis Feynman, Betty Cohen, Harvey Andrew Feldman, Bondis Hayon, Herbert Kurinsky, Isidore Kaplowitz, Beth Schwarutz, Arthur Rosen, Dick Newman, Arnold Resnick, Jerry Shankman, Arkady Flickup, Pearl Kessler, Norma Teitelbaum, Bernie Seifert, Samuel Lachine, Samuel Watove, Julia Eisner Persky Rosenberg, Saul Kramer, Lillian Wishansky, Isaac Levy, Marie Meltzer, Vivian Liebman, Elliot Rutstein, Rose Kozak, and Stanley Winter. For all those loved ones, as well as those we carry in our hearts, we recite the words of Mourner's Kaddish together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya, yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudesha brichum. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. And now I call on Rhonda Wydra, our temple president.
Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you for that lovely service. Cantor, you as well. It's always a very beautiful evening. My name is Rhonda Wydra, and on behalf of the Board of Directors of Beth Chaim, thank you for joining us. We would like to share with you a few events and activities that happen between now and the next Shabbat. Tomorrow morning at 8:45 is Torah study. Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., the Finance Committee will be meeting. Beth Chaim's preschool begins on Tuesday, September 8th. We will have a meet and greet on Friday at 4 p.m. for the little ones and their families to meet their teachers and classrooms by way of Zoom, of course. Contact Robin Resnick for more information about that. You are our community, and the Kesher Caring Task Force asked for your help. You responded, and now we have a list of volunteers ready to support you. Thank you for that. Please contact the temple office if you need a ride, a meal, shopping, or some tech assistance so that you can participate in our worship services and other temple programming. Accepting assistance will allow our volunteers to fulfill the mitzvah of Gimilut Hasadim, performing acts of loving kindness. Also, we are looking for surplus iPads to help congregants participate in virtual opportunities. Please contact our co-chairs, Lori Watson or Hagit Sten, to contribute. If you would like to engage in a conversation about racial justice in our community, please join our growing task force. We're working to provide more resources on our webpage, bethchaim.org/racial justice. And we also want to create programs and take action to help make our country a more equitable place. Of course, visit our website, bethchaim.org, for more details about all of our upcoming events. There is a schedule for the high holy days on there now as well. And I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rhonda. Also, please don't forget, we're going to gather together next Friday night at 7 p.m. So a different time than we've experienced the rest of the summer. And we're hoping to get the band back together and have an opportunity for folks who would like to be outside. And now, as we've come to the conclusion of our service, we turn to our shofar blowing for the month of Elul. The shofar curves upward. Its name means beauty. Its essence is ascent. Sound of the ram's horn, lift us from lethargy, shatter despair. Beauty beckons, tomorrow's door is open, and we can be better than we are.
And we continue with the blessing for hearing the shofar. Baruch atah Adonai shomea teruah. Tekiah. Shvarim teruah. Tekiah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nice job.
Shalom.
Beautiful.
Great
service.
Stay well.
Lovely service.
Shabbat Shalom.
Bye, everyone.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom. See you in the morning.
Hey,
Yeah, see you next week.
see you next Friday.
Good week.
Bye, Shirley.
Larry, is that you?
Larry.
Say hi.
Larry,
Somebody's calling Larry.
Let's see.
That's Larry.
it's Barbara.
Oh, Barbara Brown.
Yes.
How you doing?
Oh, yes, there's a.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, Shabbat Shalom.
Night, Canterbinder.
Oh, there.
Hi, Druckmans, it's the Greenbergs.
You might be married.
Oh, he sees us.
Greenberg first name. You know his name?
I don't know what Greenberg.
Good night.
Man has a directory, doesn't he?
Here, look, oh, look here. Oh,
Do we call Steve?
these cats.
Terry Lewis.
His brother lives here.
Really?
Yeah, Joe. Oh, I don't wanna go to,
Listen, Charlie Greenberg.
no.
No, don't want to leave?
Huh?
Don't.
Here, it says it's only 12.
Yeah.
Can find it.
They're going off. Should we go off?
Yeah.
Doing shadow puppets.
You sure?
Yep.
How was dinner?
When, tonight?
Karaoke's.
Oh, it was good. We
I'm glad.
got Indian food,
I know you had a good breeze, even though it was hot.
and it was very
Oh,
nice.
nice to see you, Larry.
Good.
And the dessert.
Rosie?
Only-
Hey, Diana, get my
Larry, so nice to see you.
message.
Yeah. It's already,
Hi.
who's never left here?
I don't know who's left there. We're still on.
Okay, let's get.
Yeah.
Good night.
Hey.
Okay, good night.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Did Bruce
Night, night.
Did Bruce get my article that I sent to Diana about